2 seconds. Hang on. Now you are. You're on.
Can I say we have to discuss payment and working time directives here? In the last 48 hours, this is the 3rd podcast we've done.
I know.
Hey, I think Talk Sport is giving out that big cash. We're part of the corporate network.
Well, we've done the brilliant on the road, which you sort of organised, Youngie, which was really good, I thought. And we've just done a preview for Newport, which will be out this week. So I'm starting to think I spend less time at work than I do speaking to Alex on the computer. And I'm not sure which I like, which I hate the most.
Bruce is on.
Is Bruce on? Here's Brucey.
Talking of hating the most, do you know what I did yesterday? I thought to myself, Alex has been on the radio. I'll go and have a little listen, just as friendly support, see how he sounded. And the first thing he said, oh, you as happy as Mike? He said, well, I had to sit next to him, so I'm happier that I've left him. Like, out of nowhere. That's nice, isn't it?
You're lucky that he sat next to you. I can't believe he does two away games a season. He was on a freebie.
Well, do you know?
I did pay, Bruce. I did pay.
He was complaining at half time. He's like, why are you ignoring me? I was up in your messages. That's exactly how he sounded. I was like, well, I didn't have any signal. So he came and sat next to me, uninvited. Uninvited, just came and conked himself next to me.
You did invite me? Yeah.
Polite. Oh,
right. Okay. Sorry. I've just realised I've had this thing in the background for ages, and it's not one of the prints I do. So I thought I might as well just put one of them.
Somebody else's print.
Some better ones.
Are you in the bedroom, Bruce?
The boudoir. This is where it happens.
Oh, this is it. DN35 after dark.
Yeah, Bruce is showing his.
Isn't it?
I'm not going to say it. It's such an easy joke, but he showed his cat on screen, so you can make the joke yourself. Bruce, what's with the empty Coke bottle there, though?
Oh, that used to be. You remember when you?
Hang on, is this how you walk around the house?
You remember when you?
No, don't sit down. Don't sit down.
Why?
You walk around.
No, please sit down. Sit down, Bruce.
For those who can't work, Bruce is wearing blue away shorts, the Macron ones, and then a Grimsby Town hoodie. I didn't know this is how you dressed.
I've just got
your lovely wife accepts you walking around the house.
No, I've just got dressed for the podcast because I wasn't dressed. I was in that dressing gown again.
Keep the dressing gown on, Bruce. Wow. It's fine. Yeah,
our numbers went through the roof when you did that.
In fact, take it off.
Take it off. I need to sort out my AirPods. Hang on 1 sec. I'm just going to disappear because when I turned you all on, not with my walking around the house, when I turned you all on to join the pod.
Turn me on with that dressing gown.
Turn me on.
Mate, I could see you lot, and I could hear whatever Maisie's watching on her iPad in her bedroom. So just give me a minute.
All right.
Was it us?
So we'll wait for you, Bruce. Don't worry. Live streaming on YouTube. We'll wait for you. Don't worry.
The thing is, though, the people will wait for Bruce. He's the one in it. They will.
Yeah, the people will come. Build it, and they will come to Bruce.
Absolutely. So, how are we all feeling after yesterday? Are we all tired? Are we all? The come down officially happened.
I'm all right. Actually, I went home a bit early yesterday. I was home by like 8:30.
Yes, because you live next to the ground.
Yeah, but usually when it's the London game, we don't usually get home till like gone 12.
I'm confused.
Because we go out afterwards. But I was just knackered. I was like, I'm going home.
Well, it was lovely to see everybody. I really love it. It's especially when you're in exile and you're lucky enough to love this club and the town as much as you do. It does feel like, why has everybody come down to see me? Because I'm a massive narcissist. And, I saw someone who I went to school with and I haven't seen them for like 30 years. That was pretty fun. And
were they at the Felt Club?
They probably were at the Felt Club. They are from Kilby. But it's just lovely to see everybody. And it's so many familiar faces in what is now for me and Mike, like home surroundings going, what are you doing here? Why is someone from Kilby School at 2 in Broadway?
Does it class as an away game if you can get one bus?
Yes.
No.
I found that out yesterday. I could have got one bus.
My proud thing from Aldershot is I can basically get in the car from where it's parked and just let the handbrake go and roll home.
You can do that anywhere. It just depends how much damage you want to cause.
Don't the away fans go every game on just one bus?
No, I mean like
I know
an
what you mean.
inter-town bus.
Bruce has done you there, Mike. You look a fool.
Oh,
no, they
he's
just
done
get
me.
on the 9X just keeps going past Scather. It goes all the way down, keeps on going all the way to Wimbledon.
3F to Wimbledon, please.
Yeah.
I fell asleep near Cleethorpes Pier, and I ended up in Tooting. I don't know what was happening.
Jane Boynton sat there now, isn't she, with the saying, "Well, I go on one bus every game."
I went on the bus the other day. I don't regularly frequent public transport.
Oh, hang on. Is everybody listening? We've got a good story here. Youngie's been on a bus.
I've been on a bus, and I couldn't believe it that Grimsby buses now announce the stop. It threw me completely. So it was like, yeah. So I was on the number 4.
Did they thank you for coming?
It almost thanked me for coming. I was on the number 4 from Laceby Acres going into town. And imagine my giddy excitement when it announced that we were stopping at Fanny Stone Road. It was brilliant.
I don't even know where that is. Where's Fanny Stone Road?
Don't Google it.
Just,
that search history,
just off Littlefield Lane.
Oh, it's even the first title for it when I googled it was, "What are the rudest street names in Grimsby?"
Martin Lusty's got an absolute zinger there.
Hang on, sorry. Thank you for your valuable time.
No, the next stop will be League One.
The next stop will be League One.
The buses have done that down here for a long time. Do you know how amazed I was when I first came down here and I realised you could order food off the internet? This wasn't a thing then.
Right, people, we've got to start the podcast the way you've got. I've now found an article from the Grimsby Telegraph that said, "What are the rudest street names in Grimsby?" People on the pod and who are listening, I want your nominations in. So obviously Fanny Stone Road is on there. Are there any others that you can think of out there? Youngie, I will go to you first. It's including North East Lincolnshire. So Laceby, for example, is on it.
Oh, I can't try to think. There must be something with Dick in the title, surely.
Bruce Street.
I'm okay. Well, I'll be honest.
Is it Tame?
So it isn't the rudest street names of Grimsby. I haven't read the whole article, but there's Butt Lane, or there's Butt Lane in Laceby.
Laceby, yeah.
That's a playing field as well.
I think I used to play cricket there. Is that where the cricket thing is? I used to hold a bat at Butt Lane, and there'll be a joke there somewhere.
And they put in Shaftesbury Mews from New Waltham. How is that?
Is this a Friday afternoon? And somebody in the Telegraph is like, I need to write an article and come up with some stretch.
They've started with Fanny Stone Lane and they remembered playing cricket at Butt Lane, and they're like, right, there's got to be more in Grimsby. It's like, we'll just have to go with Shaftesbury Mews because it sounds a little bit like shaft from a penis. Fanny Stone Road. And then the next one was
penis.
Belvoir Road.
Oh, come no. Rubbish.
So it says, this road stretches near Buckbeck in Cleethorpes from Taylor's Avenue. At first glance, it may not seem rude, but the name Belvoir is usually pronounced as Beaver. There is also a Belvoir Way in Louth. So there you go.
There's
up the Beavers.
When we were driving back from Cleethorpes last week, we went the back roads and we went through Market Raisin and stuff. And there's a place called Come On Something. That's the only rude one I know. Yeah,
there's obviously there's the Glory Hole in Lincoln, isn't there, on the bridge that goes across the.
Love it.
Yeah. Right, here are the top 10 apparently the rudest street names in the UK. Let's start from number 10. There's 15, but we're not going that far. There's Cockadobby in Sandhurst near me, so I'll go take a picture near there. I assume that's a Harry Potter reference. Cumming Street in Islington. Cockshoot Close in Stonesfield.
Oh, that's very good.
Yeah. Turkey Cock Lane in Essex. The next one I assume was picked by 11-year-olds. It's a street called The Knob in Northamptonshire. Crotch Crescent in Marston in Oxfordshire. Bell End in Rowley Regis, West Midlands. Fanny Hands Lane in Ludford in Lincolnshire. I've not see that one. At number 2 is Slag Lane in Lancashire, also known as Oxford Street, I guess, in Grimsby. And Minge Lane is number 1. There we go.
I found out the name of it. I'm reliably informed by my wife.
Called Minge. I wish that was called Minge Way.
It's called Ashby cum Fenby, which I always call Ashby cum Fenty when I go past it.
That's the story for the Telegraph, and that is libel, surely. Let's have a look, see what everyone else. Oh, here we go. Rob had already got there. It's a little further out, but there is a Fanny Hands Lane, a short drive away in Ludford, so he'd already got to it. Facebook user said Buenos Nachos from San Miguel. So he's from a beer. Great atmosphere yesterday. Were the houseboys the ones making the majority of the noise? I would say yes. I would quite happily pay for them to be here. But welcome, everyone. Shall we do the podcast?
Do we have to?
Not really.
Open wide for some soccer!
And now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 1130. Go! At 1130.
I don't think I've ever wanted to be in a stand more than my life around there. They're going crazy. Hey, they got penalty here. There'll be fish flying about there. There's no tomorrow.
What a magnificent piece of football! A really, really good goal. You can't make it straight like that.
Welcome, you beautiful people, to the DN35 podcast in a week that saw Trump become president of the United States again and Grimsby Town being in the playoffs. Which would you have thought more believable this time last week? Anyway, let's hope we get promoted before the world ends. We are joined by Mike, Bruce and Youngie to talk about all things Grimsby Town Wimbledon, because the Mariners wombled down to Wimbledon, took 3 points and kicked people out in white hoodies. Gentlemen, how are we all feeling?
Bloody marvellous. What a weekend. If it was a weekend that didn't get ruined by football, what more can you ask for? It was bloody marvellous.
It was wonderful. It was a massive pod outing as well. Bruce, sad you weren't there. It'd have been lovely to have had you along. But the vast majority of the pod team were there to watch Town run out 1-0 winners. Did you even get to see any of it and enjoy another away win?
I did, mate. Yeah, I saw bits and pieces. I can't remember quite how, but I did. It was it looked. I watched the last 20 minutes, and I mean I can say it now, but I just didn't think Wimbledon looked like scoring in the last 20 minutes. It didn't feel like a complete backs to the wall, scrambling them off the line. They had a lot of the ball, and we've said it. I was chatting to a mate a bit ago who went, and he was just saying that, or we were both saying, I said it in the summer, that when teams put 9 men behind the ball, at any level, it's very hard to break down if they all do the job and they're all organised. England couldn't do it in the Euros, and teams just struggle when you do that. And Town have got these 1-0s that we've done 2 or 3 times now, Gillingham, Tranmere, to think of 2. And obviously yesterday, and we've sat back, and I think Danny Rose is spot on. I don't think we can do that every game, and some does, and then we ain't going to win 1-0. I would like to see us sort of get a bit more expansive and score more goals, but you can't knock anything that you guys saw yesterday. It was a thoroughly good performance, and I was delighted for our mate that we discussed at length last week, Sven Thorsten, that he got 90 minutes, and I thought it was really nice at the end that they pushed him forward to take the acclaim of the fans, which was good, because he's obviously had a difficult few weeks, and it's difficult in a new country. And I do think that there's a player in there, and obviously David Artell thinks that, and hopefully that's the start, because I doubt very much that he's played 90 minutes many times.
David Artell yesterday said he had his best game for Town, and I can't really deny that. I thought he was pretty good, and he offered a decent bit. We offered a decent side to us as well. I said to Mike earlier when we were doing the preview for Newport County, there was nothing I learned yesterday though about our team. There was nothing new that came out of it. It was exactly what you expect. If you've seen us play at any point in the season, you get it. Played pretty well in the first half. We were vulnerable at times, but I thought we had the best of it and could have probably scored another one or two. And I think Wimbledon were very harshly done by with Wright dropping and fumbling the ball. I got to be honest. I thought that was a pretty soft one. And if it was us, I'd have been livid. I think that we got away with one there. But we do have to do something about the second half, because it is a nervy time watching Town in the second half of football games this season. Mike Youngie, I don't know what you thought of it, but I was shitting myself until we were given a distraction.
Yeah, I think, well, we'll talk about the 10-minute distraction in a little bit, but yeah, I kind of agree with you, Alex. You could have watched the Gillingham game back, and pretty much it's identical, really, wasn't it? It was got the goal, defended really well, kept our shape really well. Everyone bust a gut. You can't really see, from a hard work perspective, brilliant. Everybody, including the substitutes as well, did a job. Distracted by Cumming Street. But yeah, it's interesting because Artell said after the game, didn't he, that he wasn't particularly happy with the fact that we didn't keep the ball very well, especially in the second half. This, God's sake,
I'm really sorry. I'm so far behind. Ben Rancho says slightly different, but there is a Fanny Fiddler laid to rest at Fotherby Church. The headstone always makes him chuckle. Thoughts and prayers, and may she rest in peace, old Fanny Fiddler.
God rest Fanny Fiddler and those who laid next to her.
Fiddled with her.
Laid with her.
lads.
So yeah, football. That's good, isn't it? Do you know, I really like football. Yeah. So
can we play going underground now?
Living in a box. Right. Okay. Yeah. Football. That's what we're here for, isn't it? Okay. So yeah, I thought Artell made a point in his post-match. He said about wasn't very happy about the fact that we didn't keep the ball very well. And I kind of agree with that, especially in the second half. We never really had that control. Even though Bruce is right, I don't think Wimbledon ever truly looked like scoring. Maybe that chance that Wright saved from the header. But we have got to be better at getting control of a game, especially when we're 1-0 up. It's been the story all season. We haven't won any games by any more than a single goal. And Artell said it himself, better teams will take advantage of that eventually. So there's got to be a point where we do become more expansive. But look, if it's going to get us 3 points every week away from home for now, brilliant. But the chances are we can't probably carry on in that fashion.
Mike, you looked like you were going to unmute, so I kept quiet. Is that what the plan was? You're doing like a dramatic game show.
It's all these new game show things we've got going on. It's rubbing off on us. Look, I agree with Youngie.
You can't say stuff like that.
What? I agree with Youngie. Sorry. I don't think it was quite on the same level as some of the away performances we've had where it has been really backs against the wall. I think there was an element of that yesterday. And I think sometimes when you're at a game, the atmosphere makes you probably a little bit more nervy than you would be if you was watching it from from France or somewhere or not actually at the game. I thought we defended really well in terms of balls into the box, which is similar to last time we played there. They got a lot of balls into the box. I thought we dealt with them well. Thought Wright had an okay game. There's still one or two bits that make me nervous, but he didn't make any mistakes. So I think it's a bit hard to. Yeah, but it didn't lead to anything. So I think it's a bit of a, to dig the fella out for that. He kept a clean sheet and he did reasonably well. But there's one or two pieces that still make me a bit nervous, and hopefully we can stop that. I thought we tried to play a bit more football, especially in the first half, and did all right. Svan Sorsen had a good game. But I think without the ball, again, we were good. And it's something that has crossed my mind recently that I haven't really mentioned is I know we're trying to play this more progressive type of football, but most of our wins have come from not doing that. All the away wins, I can't remember other than Carlisle was dominating a game or being particularly good. So whilst we're trying to do that, I do think the results we've got have come from playing more towards how we were last season, but just better at it. So it'll be interesting as the season goes on if we can actually start to play a bit of football, especially away from home. Maybe Newport will be a good opportunity to do that next week. But I thought we were a bit better, but still a long way to go in terms of playing a way we want to play. We certainly cannot keep doing that. For my heart and for our results, I don't think we can blag the rest of the season hanging on to 1-0 wins away from home. I just don't think that'll last. We'll come a crop and we'll start losing a lot of games. And if we're losing away from home and we are losing at home, then there's going to be a problem.
I love the fact that there are two different shows going on when we do this live. I wasn't reading them on track. And there are so many random comments coming in. For example, Tim Hubbard, my ex-missus was in the Living in the Box video. Richard, was she living in a cardboard box at the time? Then you've also got, what have we got in here? I'm sure Youngie remembers Dirty Old Knob in Australia from BT days.
This is where Youngie did the absolute error that we've all learned is when you're talking, do not read what he puts on the screen. That's why I keep looking. I keep looking to the ceiling because I'm like, I'll lose my thread with some of the stuff.
You seasoned pros obviously know that, but as soon as I started looking at the bottom, that was it.
It's just a different life. Sorry, Bruce, I interrupted you. What were you going to say?
I don't know, but when you see me take my glasses off, it's because I don't want to read what's on the screen.
Now I know your trick. Which is the best way of getting this bigger?
Sorry?
No, I don't want to see. I don't want to see.
Yeah.
Can we agree that Rudest street name that we find is the title of today's pod?
I thought we were going to go with Fanny Fiddler. May she rest in peace.
There's only one Fanny Fiddler.
Just to bring it back, I thought it was interesting. He went with the back four. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. He went with the back four yesterday.
Is that what he did? I don't know how you work this stuff out. I don't even see it.
You can count.
I'm not very good at that.
Why did they give us? You guys were all sat around the corner. Why did they? But the left-hand end of where you were sat was closed. Why weren't we all behind the goal? I don't understand that.
It was weird. We were stretched out. There was, I don't understand it. I guess we're closer to their fans there, and there is a bit of a bigger gap on that corner. There's I assume it's the bit where they can get a car in or an ambulance in if the worst was to happen, or they lose half their pitch again.
It's a funny old stadium, isn't it? You don't see. I mean, I remember last year we walked up to it. I think Mike was with me, and you just until you get there, you don't know that it's there.
I wasn't with you, mate.
You turned up last year, drinking away with bottles in a bag. I remember it clearly, even though I've been out all day. And then you were still
bottles in the bag.
I think you stalked somebody as well, didn't you?
Hang on, we went to be cleared up. What was going on?
We went to Lidl after the game and got some beers, and they wouldn't let us. The police were telling us off, so we put them in a carry bag, and they said, "Nope, that's fine. Then it's in a bag."
That's amazing.
We can't see it's not a problem.
Also, the European Union is doing its best for football, football fans everywhere, because you've got this weird plastic thing on a bottle now. They can't take the bottle top off. So I was just given a bottle of Fanta. It's like, there you go, piss in it, put it back on and throw it at Harry Pell. Do what you need. Wonderful. Go back into Europe now. They're doing this sort of stuff to help us.
I would say, Bruce saying about the stadium, I think I said to you, Alex, I really like that stadium.
I do too. Yeah, I would love that. I would love us. Yeah,
imagine that
I'd
on
love to
Freeman
have that.
Street, didn't you?
Yeah, I'd love that in Freeman Street. And
Yeah.
you can see what they're trying to do. They've got one decent stand. Then they're doing their best to, I assume they'll build them as and when they come up. But they do one thing they really do is they allow the fans to make it their own. So that it's just adorned with flags all the way around. And that's what Blundell Park should be. You know, it should be a home stand where, and if that wasn't there, it could look pretty, you know, pretty empty. One thing that it does need is it needs safe standing. That would make it, you know, they stand anywhere at the end. But it would be nice to have that around.
And they have metal on the floor, don't they? And it's, you know, it makes a lot of noise when people
Love
start stamping as well. And
That's
it's
a
just all
temporary
about
stand in it, isn't it?
Yeah, but it, you know, it might sound a bit shit, but you know, people do stamp, and it makes a bit of noise, and it sounds louder. And sitting at the side, we was able to watch most of the away fans, weren't we? And it, whilst we were joining in, you was felt a bit separate, so you could sort of observe it. And I thought the fans were fantastic all game.
And having that corner as well, like, which is the problem with the pontoon, isn't it? It keeps the noise in a little bit more as well.
Yeah.
So if you so it kind of, if you've got singers in that in the kind of corner bit, it really amplifies the noise. See, I'm the same as you. I really like it. As new grounds goes, I don't tend to be fans of new ground. I really like AFC Wimbledon. Good ground, built for size, perfect for what it needs.
And it's exactly what you want, isn't it? It's in the centre of its area, so it's not too far. I know Jack took us on a bit of a wild goose chase yesterday for 25 minutes, walking us to curry houses and Weatherspoons. But it's in this, it's in a built-up area. You come out, you're straight on the street. Yeah, I think Wimbledon have done great with it, and I hope you know, I really like them. They're always lovely. There are all lots of handshakes going around, going, "Yep, you did a number on us today." So can't really. Apart from, do we want to talk about it now before we talk more about Kieran Green being amazing? We for those of you who weren't there, Wimbledon kindly provided someone for us to get distracted for at least 10-15 minutes, and Mariner Hoddo has done his best to show us what it is. We'll go to him now.
Biggest head loss of the week.
Sit down and behave yourself, sit down. Behave yourself, sit down. Behave yourself, sit down.
Biggest head loss of the week.
Wonderful for the young man to distract us for a good 20 minutes as the game was apparently going on. I think you could even hear at the end of that video from Hoddo saying, I think there's a football game going on. So,
Football heritage.
oh, it's lovely. And it doesn't do it justice, but he lost it a little bit. You know, he managed to survive the animosity of franchise FC, but you know, he can't Grimsby get right up his nose.
I must thank him. He gave us
like-
about a 10-minute distraction, didn't he? Especially at a time in the game where we were all getting a bit nervous. So it was brilliant. So thanks very much. And that video does not do it justice. That was about 10 minutes of just hilarious.
It was brilliant. It was brilliant. He was like football's equivalent to Scrappy Doo, wasn't he? He just, no matter what abuse came his way, he was still going and still going. That steward came down, gave him the yellow card, gave him the first ward, and he was like, "No, I'm going for the red. If I'm going in style." He was there flicking the V's. He wanted to take on the whole away end. In the end, justice. I'm not sure justice did prevail, but actually the timing of the steward coming down the stairs, the creeping death that all the town fans saw and gave it the it was just beautiful. It was wonderful lower league shithousery at its very best.
And I hope he didn't get kicked out. I hope they just moved him and said, "Look,
yeah,
we're gonna have to move you somewhere, mate, because it's easier to move you than 1,000 town fans."
I'll be honest, I don't think I can take anybody seriously that when they give people the finger, they stick the thumb out like that, you know. It's like what kids do these days, isn't it? Like that, you know.
Oh, it's very American, isn't it?
Yeah. That's
I
sort
can't
of
even do
where
it.
that's where I found most of the fun from.
Yeah, it's very American, and we've got to stamp that out. So kudos to the stewards for doing so. But he did provide a distraction because you'd imagine town fans just to have got more and more nervous.
Woke
throughout
nonsense.
It was woke. Well, no, that wasn't the woke nonsense. Youngie noticed it. Wimbledon players in full length Arsene Wenger coats warming up. Bruce, you've never seen anything. First and foremost, their keepers wearing leggings. And they're all warming up in leggings and in a big full-fronted coat. You've never seen woke nonsense. London Metropolitan Elite.
Did you see Matt Dean's video at the end of the game with the summary with Martin Gritton? He lives down south. Did you see him? He looked like he was gone to Antarctica.
They're not going to let him back up north of the border, are they?
No, I doubt it. Watford Gap, you've had it. You're not going any further north than that.
He ain't getting past the checks, is he?
No.
Mr. Gritton, it appears you wore a hood and a hoodie.
But then I saw Maisie said today in the Tottenham game, she went, "Why is James Maddison not playing?" And I said, "Because it's bloody about 15 degrees and he's wearing gloves probably." He was just bloody English lad warming up in gloves. Like, what? What are you doing?
It's disgraceful. Now Bruce has said it like that, though. I'm on the side of the Wimbledon players. But it's it was a.
We've still got fireworks. We've still got fireworks going off here.
Yeah, drugs are in.
They
still don't use WhatsApp and Grimsby.
It's been a bit confusing this week.
It used to be though, didn't it? Like there used to be a cracker that would go up to announce the drugs were in, or is that just a stupid Grimsby thing?
Oh no, that definitely was a thing. Yeah, it was living in the Henwich Road area. Every other night was a firework display at one point during the 90s.
Bruce did the same to let people know that there were discounted laptops available.
Let a flare off.
Yeah.
Bruce
has got some Dell laptops.
That's a good idea, actually. I'll just end up with all the smackheads at my door, though, won't I?
You'll have the police out. First fall of snow, the police will have a drone up checking the roof of your house to see if the snow's melted.
They'll send a firework out to let Bruce know that there's been a lorry overturned on the M180 or something. Bruce, something's fallen off the back of it. Get there.
I have got a lot of electrics in this house. A lot of sockets.
I thought you were trying to. Yeah, I thought you were trying to sort of under the table.
He's selling your house.
Yeah. Is it much of a fire hazard, Bruce?
No. When we had the house rewired, I just got to make sure that they put plenty of sockets in this room because there was a lot going on.
Like what?
Expand.
Do you need a tour?
Cannabis.
Look. There's an industrial shredder.
Why have you got all those heat lamps?
Why have you got
that shredder? I was in one of the schools once, and the school was closing down, or they were moving to a new site, and they said, "Do you want a shredder?" And at the time, I had a little piddly little thing, and it was tiny. And this though, you can put a book in it, and it just goes more.
Oh, it does sound effects as well. Bruce, why have you got 12 Nokias?
12 what? Nokias?
Nokia phones.
Is he on a drug runner?
Look at this, look, little tapes, look.
Again, for those of you on a podcast.
Look, there we go. Look. Everyone had them tapes, didn't they?
I'll tell you something. Keely Donovan is watching this going, how the hell you thought being a weather girl was hard? Bruce is showing how hard it is because he can't even get the tape in frame.
I'm going the wrong way there, wasn't I?
Ever worked out that this is predominantly a listener podcast?
Oh, I don't know anymore. Everyone likes watching Bruce in his shorts.
I wouldn't be on it if it was all about visuals. Right. No, that's it.
We saw the dressing gown, Bruce. That's a lie.
Okay, so the only reason you need it is because you've got an industrial shredder. How many sockets do you have in your office?
There's 5 double sockets behind the desk that you're leaning on.
So 10.
So I've got I've got the router plugged in. I've got the my NAS, my network storage, monitor, laptop and docking station, another monitor, 2 VHS video players. I don't know what else there is to show you, really.
A lot of cleaning.
Yeah, that's quite a lot.
What's the thickest thing we can shred in that industrial shredder then?
I could probably get Mike in it.
I don't think you
Alex
fucking good.
Alex May's mortgage contracts.
If I open the front door,
We've
shred
got to
these,
see
look.
one day.
I could shred these. Look, where is it?
You think you are avoiding, we haven't even talked about Kieran Green yet.
I was just going to say, can we talk about Kieran Green's goal?
Grimsby Town Directors
okay.
Report and accounts from 1997.
Oh,
Hey, that'd
Is
make
everything
a
okay,
good.
Bruce? You have a lot of stuff. Are you okay?
I'm fine, mate. Thank you.
You see
Yeah,
those
at
channels on
least-
daytime channel 2, don't you, about hoarders?
This is important stuff, Mike.
Richard says, Mike, you're supposed to be the chosen one to drag us back on track.
Richard, I've
And
tried
then
twice. now, mate.
Facebook user says loads of clubs buy the heat lamps seized off drug suppliers to sort the pitch out in years gone past. I think we've just used the drug suppliers instead.
We can't have finished on the game though. We didn't seem to do very long.
No,
on
we
that.
haven't talked about
No.
it. No, we
Bruce.
haven't.
I'll shut up then because I wasn't there.
Yes.
Oh, I love you.
Here's
so-
my
years
team
that
collection. Oh, we haven't finished with the game. Bloody hell.
So, Kieran Green is a god. Discuss.
Agreed. It was what a cross. What a cross. Who thought he were capable of that? Every week he does something new where we all go, where is this coming from? It's like he's been storing it for years and years and nobody ever allowed him, and he felt a bit depressed. And this season Artel's gone, go for it, Kieran. Try what you want. Try an inside cross if you want. Try darting into the box. Have a great old time, Kieran. And he's having a great old time. It was just wonderful.
Are we 100% sure that Kieran Green isn't one of a set of twins, and the other twin that we actually signed was unavailable for 18 months? Because he's extraordinary.
Well, like those two left backs that Alex Ferguson used to have.
Yeah, Fabio and whoever he is. Yeah.
Right, we've got to
Raphael.
work out
Yeah.
who are we going to go with. Are we going to go with Mariner Halley's Greeniesta, or are we going with Simon Hodson's Zinner Green Zidane?
Oh, the Zinner
Green
Green
Zidane.
Because I've never heard it like that. Yeah.
Can we have the Green Goddess?
That's one of your
Stop
other video
talking
takes,
to
mate.
Alexa, Bruce.
She was on telly. She was on the telly. You're too young. But we used to have the Green Goddess in a leotard on breakfast telly when I was a kid.
It lasted 45 seconds of him being quiet, didn't it?
Can I just point out as well?
Play some wine.
Kieran Green is not even on this year's calendar. That's how far in the cold he's coming from.
Oh, that is a hell of a stat.
But a serious point.
Bruce, do you think there's anyone that's won Player of the Season that hasn't been on the club's calendar that year?
In the last few years, yes, because we've usually got a couple of loans in towards the end of the season, and they've been better than all the shit we've had all year.
Jay
haven't we?
Matete.
Thompson probably won it last year.
Mariner Halley says it was a fire engine, Bruce.
It wasn't.
I
Can
must
you find a
admit-
picture of can you find a picture of the Green Goddess? She was on telly with that Frank Boff.
Ronald
Don't
Greenio.
Don't Google it, because I've seen some interesting stuff called Green Goddess that you probably don't want to broadcast. But an interesting point with Green is he has been fantastic this season, but I think we need to pay a lot of credit to the coaching staff, because that just doesn't happen. You know, it's not he just comes back and starts finding this skill. And they've talked about it a lot in interviews and at the fans forum night, is about the amount of work and player programs that are going in some of these players. So we're seeing it with Kieran Green, but hopefully we can start seeing it with some of the other players. And it sort of puts to bed it always frustrates me when you buy a player and somebody, fans think the player's at this level, whatever the level is, and then they forget that they can get better, they can get worse, and they can progress. And what it's shown me is that we do have a setup that understands that you can improve players, and I can't remember seeing that for a long time where players have improved that fundamentally. Because Kieran Green this year is by far and away a different player from he was last year. He's still got that bit of
was one
grittiness.
of the things that they said, wasn't it, that Artell improved players more than anyone. Sorry, Mike.
And it's going to be something that if we can do that with a couple more, there's players like McEachran that has done poorly to his potential standards elsewhere, come in and done well. Corey's improved. If you can start doing that, and this is another sort of string to our bow where we can say to players, come and play here because we do improve you. So that's a great thing. But he's still got that grittiness, Green. He still does that thing. And sometimes I don't think he knows what he's doing, to be totally honest with you, but he does it. But one of the things I found with Kieran Green, if he gets the ball and he drives at somebody, they're not stopping him. How many times has he been against sort of a right side of centre back in the channel? And he's just driven with the ball and they're not stopping him. He's got no pace, but the power he's got and the commitment to keep hold of the ball is just fantastic. So good job we've timed it down on a deal, because we might spend all of January wondering which championship club's going to come in for him in January. But now we can put a couple of noughts on the transfer fee.
The good thing about Kieran Green looking so old, though, Mike, is that hopefully, scouts will be so lazy and go, "Oh, that 30-year-old that plays for Grimsby Town, we're not going to get any more out of him," not really knowing the truth about his age. So, let's age him some more, and then, never going to be an issue.
Well, I like the line Artell has, where he said, didn't he? He gets up in the morning looking tired. He comes in for breakfast looking tired. He's putting his boots on looking tired. He just always looks tired.
He's a man that looks tired eating his cereal, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was the line. Yeah, but it is true, because he does look tired. But no, he's made a lot of people look very stupid this year, and I hope he continues. I didn't think he had this in him. I liked him as a player for what he gave, but I didn't think that would work for us. I didn't think we needed that grittiness too much. But what he's added to his game this year has just fundamentally changed the type of player we've got. So it's early days. He might regress, but hopefully it's a good sign in terms of him, but also other players that maybe have a higher ceiling than Kieran Green does. I just think McEachran plays like that with the absolute technical ability to get really, really good. So, yeah, great stuff. I will say as well that assist was just deeply sexual.
See how quiet it went then when I wasn't talking?
Shall I tell you what I was trying to do? I've got the idea of a new flag with Zinner Green Zidane on it, and I was trying to clip the image of Kieran Green holding up the fish that we've seen from him being at the fish market this week.
Oh, yes.
Hang it in the Louvre.
Yes.
Hang it in the Louvre. That's iconic.
Bruce,
that'll be up there with a 97 trophy lift.
Yeah, Bruce, you must have statistical data on the points per game after players visit the fish market. Is there an uptick in performance when players do go to the fish market?
It worked for Laurie McMenemy, didn't it?
There's been so many players that have done it since. So many managers. Didn't Michael Jolly do it as well? Michael Jolly did it.
I think I heard that. Mike Newell took him to the fish.
That was a pub.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say we certainly didn't fucking improve then, did we?
You set him up, I knock him down, my friend.
The Fisherman's Inn he took him to, yeah.
He also batted John Fenty, but that's a different thing.
Yeah. It doesn't work for Conservative Party members, though, because the amount of times they end up at the fucking fish market, it doesn't really uptick their performance. Though again, no, Boris Johnson did all right off the back of it. We got Brexit because he went to the fish market. So maybe it does have some sort of mystic. It's like Harrogate spring water. It just
Sam's
helps.
not even here. Sam's not even here.
I know, but he's too busy celebrating his election win this week.
At least you didn't take the piss out of Scunthorpe with a Buxton spring water joke.
Who's that? Is that who's Buxton Spring?
That was their latest defeat, wasn't it? To Buxton this weekend.
We've gone pretty hard on them on the preview, didn't we?
Yeah, as Mike said, yes. I have no idea what their result is because we got to wait for Pitch Aero to put the result up on the Monday morning.
Did you boys listen to Humberside after you were on yesterday?
No, I went back to listen to Alex because I'm his friend and thought, I'll go and listen to what he said. And then just out of nowhere, Mike's a twat, basically, is what he said.
I'm not allowed to say that anymore.
You can't say that on the BBC.
We put it on the car on the way back, and it was 20 minutes of Scunthorpe fans calling for the manager to be sacked after they've just gone down to second in the league. It was fucking great. If anyone gets a chance to listen to it, get on the 5 o'clock Humberside. You could also listen to Mike and Alex if you want as well, but it's more funny. Scunthorpe fans losing their shit because they lost 3-2 to Buxton. It was brilliant.
The Football Forum available on radio on the internet.
On internet, it's amazing. I love it. I want more of it. I know you shouldn't kick a horse while it's down, but I'm happy to pull out the shotgun and shoot it in the face. So more of their misery in their under-8s league. I hope they enjoy playing the Nunny Tavern next week.
You know you're in a farmers league when they don't tell you goal difference on the table.
Yeah, they don't just win, isn't it? You just got to tell them what the score was, and they'll just believe what you said.
Says at the bottom, subs must be paid by Saturday at 5.
Yes. Or getting in a car. I thought he was going with you. Yeah. So
if you get booked, tell him your name's Dave.
Yeah, just say his name's Dave. He's not registered. Anything else you want to talk about Wimbledon? I thought we were really good. We do have to work. I think we're desperately in need of a player that has that ability to run the ball out. I thought it was interesting that he played Cass in midfield yesterday when he came on. Or that was from what I saw. I don't know if you guys saw that as well, but that's what I thought he was in.
I thought he looked more like he was playing right wing back. I think he went to kind of 3 at the back. Or kind of almost right at the centre back, should I say. Cass kind of went right at the centre backs. Warren went to right wing back, and he kind of played free at the back with Cass as the kind of the advancing centre back kind of role. But yeah, that's what I thought he was playing anyway.
I
yeah, you probably
feel, to be honest. But the thing is, when
I'm just honest, I might get influenced, aren't I? That's what it is.
We say this all the time. When we're in the stands and we're a long way away, you see the game differently, and you see more when you watch online than when you're actually there. Because
it's like being in the upper Findus, isn't it?
Yeah,
you can see the game better and the ships. I thought we performed pretty well. I still think there's some glaring concerns. We really didn't offer anything going forward in the second half. I think we had one chance, didn't we? And we scared Wimbledon a couple of times when we broke away. You had Rose with his looper, and there was one at the very beginning which I was in the back for getting a drink.
There's a very good chance from Barrington early on in the second half. I thought that was one of those, he started it with his right foot, started it outside the post. I thought that was just going to drop in. I was just waiting for the net to bulge. The Danny Rose effort, which would have been a phenomenal goal if it had gone in, just out of nowhere. And I think Van Sawson had a decent run and an effort on goal, just a bit higher than that. But I think we offered a bit away from home. I wasn't too concerned with we weren't offering enough. I think there came a point in the second half where most away teams like us have gone, right, let's try and hold on to this a little bit now. So I don't know if it was 1-1, I think the game would be completely different in that respect.
Anybody else you name for outstanding performance yesterday? I thought Corey went up,
Doug Tharm.
Just
his performance on the sideline, wasn't it? Just his performance.
The lunge.
Lunging. And they just mentioned Hoddo's just mentioned Janet then. Best signing we've made this summer. He's superb. And I wouldn't be shocked if teams are interested in him in January because he's a class act. He's a really good defender. Reads the ball well, quick. Yeah, I think McJanet's quality, and Warren as well. Yeah, Warren as well.
We had a good chat about him, didn't we, during the game? And his quality is just so good. I wowould not be surprised if he's in League One next season. And Mariner Hoddo's.
Well, yeah, we're getting promoted, aren't we?
But Mariner Hoddo's just reminded me about Warren. One thing I noticed yesterday was the amount of crosses he did stop. And I was starting to get a bit worried late on, but just every time I was watching the ball over on their left, I think it was Tilly that had the ball. he was stopping crosses and getting it out for throwing instead of corners and things, which I think that's obviously been a problem we've had for a fair bit this season and most of last season. So good to see him maybe doing some extra work and stopping those crosses. I thought he was immense.
He nearly did kill McJanet though. In the first half, they were both running to clear a ball out, and Warren went through the back of McJanet like a steam train, and he was having to hobble for a while. So I expect he's on the treatment table come Monday because he's going to have a nice little bruise down the back of his calf.
Well, the rarity about McJanet is he's also a left-footed centre-back, which we're told, I don't know, I don't watch many other teams, but we're told is a rarity at the minute. So having a left-footed centre-back is usually attracts more interest than just a right footer because of how spare they are.
It's why I'm very popular in five-a-side teams. Graham Dickens says, Mike, that Artell prefers Rodgers to Tharm.
He does. I said this to you yesterday. I don't know why. I don't know why. It befuddles me. I won't go full in on Rodgers, but I think Rodgers has been culpable for a lot of goals this season, and I don't see how he gets in ahead of Tharm. It can't be an injury thing because Tharm's been back for a while and played a lot of minutes, so I don't understand it. But maybe I'm Doug Tharm blind.
Yeah, he's just a better player. What do you think, Bruce?
Two things. The first one, did you see the clip, which I thought was brilliant, of McJanet walking off the pitch? And he went, my mum's in there. My mum's in there. When he was talking to the cameraman, the club released it about dinner time today of the players, and he's like, my mum's in there having a dancing away with all the fans or something as he was walking towards the away end. That was good. Just going back to what you were talking about in general about us not scoring enough goals. I've just had a look, and in 20 games this season, we've scored more than one goal on 3 occasions. So we are not scoring many goals.
We are not scoring many goals. I thought Danny Rose's finish was, after, obviously, as we said, I threw it out there last week that was he getting the returns we'd expect from him, given the amount of games he's played. It's nice to see that we motivate and he listens.
I need to do a piece where I get the clip of you saying that and then him scoring and then that Jose Mourinho thing. It's like, I am Jose Mourinho because you're a tactical genius.
No, the favourite would be, and I didn't record it yesterday, was I was sat with John in the first half and John was going, go on, Greeny, go on. I say, you are putting far too many of your expectations on Kieran Green to perform as he lofted the ball on the outside of his boot to Danny Rose.
Just to Bruce's,
it was so beautiful.
To Bruce's point, we're in the playoffs now. If you have a look at the goal difference around us, it's hilarious. We're on -6, and if you look at all the other teams, I don't think the first team on a minus goal difference is somewhere like 14th or 15th. So,
and is that something to worry about, or is it just literally the way we've performed? Because we got hammered against Notts County. I thought that was unfair from the refereeing perspective. 2 or 3 of their goals shouldn't have counted. Then you've got Doncaster where we were done and dusted, caught cold. So there's 6 goals out of that. So you're at 0. Or am I just being uncompromisingly kind for once?
But we haven't done that the other way to anybody.
No, we haven't hammered anyone, have we? Do we look like a team that's capable of hammering someone?
It was said a while ago, wasn't it, that we had that and we would do that soon. But I don't think when we score, we keep going. We keep pushing, and maybe that's what at home. Maybe that's the problem. We're not going for the jugular with teams, or if we do, we end up getting caught out.
Did you say jugular?
Jugular. Maybe when we attack, that leaves us too open at the back, perhaps.
I think there is a bit of context to it. I'm not worried about if it manifests and carries on for a while, then yes, it is a problem. You're just not going to sustain where we are on a negative goal difference. I think the context is some of these games, like you've said, Alex, have been against good teams. The Doncaster one was on the back of 2 massive away performances and a lot of travelling. We've played some good teams at home, and I think we're a team that when we do go for things, so we do open up a lot when we're behind at home. I would be more comfortable making an assessment after we've got a run of games at home against some of the lower teams. I know we say that a lot, but it's just a fact. We've played a lot of the top 7 and we haven't played a lot of the bottom 7. So after that, I would be more confident with drawing a conclusion to it, because I think you do have to remember context of certain games at times. I think the Doncaster game was gone pretty early. I think we were chasing MK Dons and they scored late and things like that. So I think we just need to let's see what happens. But if it continues, it is a problem.
Up until Christmas. Sorry, Youngie, go on.
I was just saying we are probably about the same thing. I'm going to say that up until Christmas, it looks like we've got a nice little, a better run of fixtures, a kinder run of fixtures, and we've got a week off from the FA Cup as well, which with the players coming back that we were apparently wanting might be a bit of a godsend, or it at least gives them a good date to have a Christmas night out, one of the two anyway. But he said in the post-match that he was hoping that he might see a few back this week, and I wonder if that Chesterfield game in the trophy on Tuesday, which, let's be honest, is a glorified reserve game because we can't even bloody get through to the second round. What a game for Sky to be showing live! But it might be a chance for we might see a Davis or we might see a Thompson on Tuesday night, get a few minutes, and if we can get them back coming up to this run of fixtures now, it might be a good time to finally build some home momentum against some teams that we're probably look a bit more capable against.
I presume Bruce is just going to read the fixtures out, but just before he does, I think also that context I was talking about is those injuries as well. We've done a couple of shows about how many injuries we've had, and we haven't been able to change games or change who's the first 11's been fine, but then when we've been struggling in a game, there's nothing to add there, as well as the amount of game time they've had in their legs as well as travelling. So I do think there's a lot of context to it at this early stage, which we just need to see how that develops.
Do you want the games, or is it well, very, very quickly, between now and the new year, we're away to Newport, we're at home to Colchester, Hinton, away to Morecambe, at home to Crewe, away to Swindon, at home to Harrogate, at home to league leaders Port Vale, and then we're away to Accrington Stanley on New Year's Day. Exactly.
And if Bradford, the game after is Bradford away, isn't it? But Bradford are through to the second round of the Cup against Morecambe, so that'll get called off if Bradford get through to the third round. So Tuesday, I fancy a Tuesday night at Bradford. That could be a right good little atmosphere, that.
Yeah, then we've got a tough run by the looks of it. Bradford, Notts County, Chesterfield, Barrow away, which is always a trek. But yeah, I'm not going to read any more out. But yeah, it certainly does look, and I think the next 4 or 5 games will tell us what direction our season's going to head in. I think if we continue to lose at home to teams like that, and we pick up the odd away win, or we're inconsistent, then we'll probably drop down and finish somewhere where I would have accepted, sort of 11th to 13th or something this season. If we keep picking up games, start winning at home. So keep picking up wins, start winning at home a bit more regularly, and intermingle that with the odd away win as well, then I think momentum could take us a long way, and the fans will certainly get behind it because we're starved of success for the last 20 years.
I've got a question, probably for Bruce. If we're in and around the playoffs in January, so we have a good run and we're sort of in and around it, despite what the owners have said about the model and what we're doing, that's very clear. Do you think they take a punt and spend a bit more in January if we're in and around it to see, look, we're in the playoffs? Do we go that little bit further, maybe get that 1 or 2 extra player that we might have got next year, or we were aiming to get next year? We try and get them in this window and maybe pay for them as opposed to waiting for the contract to fall.
They don't seem the gambling sort to me. I mean, obviously they both made careers out of, Jason's an entrepreneur, which is a lot of gambling. But I don't think when it comes to the club now, unless that the new investment, and I guess you're not talking a fortune, are you? I mean, what are we paying a well paid player? $2-3 grand a week? I don't know. I don't know what the figures are these days. So if you sign somebody on a short term deal, maybe in January, it might be costing you 15 or 18 grand, or to the end of the season or to June. Possibly, but yeah, I'm not sure. I think they'll try and let it happen naturally rather than take some sort of punt. Personally,
I'm just thinking back to that conference season. I remember Holohan. When he came in, Hurst said he was one we were targeting for next year. but we managed to release him. We managed to pay a fee to release him those couple of months early instead of him being out of contract. And I'm just wondering whether gamble might not be the right word, but we might say, do you know what, for the sake of X amount on the salary and on the budget for the playing squad, and maybe a £10,000, whatever it is we pay to get them early, is it worth taking that little extra risk? And it'd be interesting to see if we do, if we're in and around it, because they have done it before with Holohan. Because I specifically remember them saying we paid to get him early.
It's a good point. Yeah. No,
I think you're
yeah,
sounding
we'll see
too
what happens.
expert. Like, you're sounding all too serious. I don't like it.
Sorry, mate.
Let's talk about sex. Rude place names again. What about fingering Hoe and Essex? But it does look, looking at the fixtures, let's forget the trophy game. Newport away, Colchester home, Accrington home, Morecambe away. Those what's their average position? 20th? It's got to be quite low. I mean, someone did come back and say, and I don't know why Facebook isn't giving me the name, so apologies. The fixtures are at their fucking kindest this season. Away one Saturday in London, away the next in bloody Wales, and this one after the whole Carlisle Gillingham debacle. So they've got a point. There's a few miles to go in to the old tyres. But I would love the idea that we don't go into this with any sort of preemptive ideas of where we could finish. Just enjoy the ride. You can see on the graphs that points per the PPG prediction Twitter account is brilliant. It shows you a graph of where Town could end up. It is up and down as we lose a home game, win an away game, and so on. So it's worth having a look at. Yeah. And Tacklebury, you must live near me, because Cocking is on its way to Old Bracklesham.
Lovely.
Anyway,
I thought you were going to say that the graph was up and down like Fanny Ho.
Fanny Fiddler.
Rest
in peace.
One thing I think I said to you yesterday, Alex, was hopefully we can, as a fan base, maybe stop all the drama week to week, because it's clear whatever's happening at the minute, we're on a bit of a roller coaster. They're giving us things, and things are happening. We're in the playoffs. We're not a great team. We're getting better. And I just wish for sometimes we'd stop the Saturday to Saturday nature of how we judge a football team. It might be wishful.
No, because at the moment we're all thinking we're going to get promoted. Last week we were about to throw Artel onto a longboat and shoot a firing arrow into it.
When's the last time anybody ever seriously had that conversation in the Football League?
What's that?
2005. That we might be getting promoted. I don't think we will. But when's the last time it was seriously entertained?
And this is the interesting thing. So Philip Norton very kindly came out and said that it's the first time we've won 5 games away from home since 1952. I would imagine he means league, because in 2005 we did it, but that included a League Cup win. So Bruce is giving me the thumbs up, so I must be right. But either way, it's impressive. And when you're saying this is the first time we've won 5 league games in a row away from home since Bill Shankly, I think David Artel, when he was told that, I think he had a little bit of a flutter. Like
he likes that, didn't he?
He did like that, yeah.
You could hear in his voice, like, "Oh, that's all right. I'll take that."
Me and Shankly, you say? Oh,
yeah, that's going on his LinkedIn profile, isn't it?
Not many of us manage it. Just me and Shankly that have done that.
Somebody said, and I haven't. Yeah. Somebody said, and I haven't checked it, that we've never done 6.
We've never done 6. So who's coming to Newport then? I'm going. I'm going to go to Newport next week. Who's coming? I know it's a bit of a harder endeavour for you guys.
I am very. I don't want to be near you. Saturday.
Come on, Bruce. I'll buy you a beer.
Maisie's got a big game that I really don't want to miss, but the lads are all going to Newport, and I've got this. When Town are doing well, you don't enjoy missing games. I mean, it was nice in the pub yesterday, but I would have given, and I could have gone. I decided. But when the game's going on and you can hear all the singing, and you just want to be there. And when Town are on a good run, and I've got this sort of slightly sadistic thing that when they're really, really struggling, that I up my efforts as well. I feel like they need me, so I go. So if we're mooching around mid-table, then I don't do as many aways. But going well and doing badly have always over the years drawn me in, and I really want to be there on Saturday.
Bruce,
And
what
when
I promise you this: if you come to Newport, if I see a picture of your ticket bought, I will design the flag this week over the week, and I will get the Zinner Green Zidane flag ready, and I'll buy it.
But when Town have big games, Bruce likes to go to weddings and things instead. Remember this.
That's true. Yeah.
So he ain't going.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe you need to
You've done your 5 games for the season, McMahon. You shut up. couple of weeks, and you'll be watching the football with EastEnders on in the background again.
No, I am going. I am going to Swindon. There's a lot of us from London going to Swindon, and the only reason is I want to go.
There's a lot of people from Grimsby going to Swindon
just to call a twat a twat. That's the only reason I'm going.
I think
please record an on the match for it, please.
Oh,
I think if Jason and Andrew want to really get behind the club, they need to do what Fenty used to do. When you used to get the coaches for free. I think we need to get to a point where we're in that open end as well. You imagine we'll probably be on about 11 home straight wins away from home and still be 10th. We'll go en masse, thousands of us, just to call a twat a twat.
The only guaranteed thing from that game is there will be banning orders.
Yeah, hopefully for Gavin Gunning.
I've got images of in Deliverance and films like that, where they're all kind of in the back of like pickup trucks with pitchforks and burning torches going into town. Every roundabout in Swindon, people just driving straight over them in an attempt to get to that ground as quickly as they possibly can.
The sun just getting darker as like the shadow of Grimsby fans coming down the motorway.
Spears. Doc Spears have that sort of pickup truck. Do you think they'll allow us to borrow it so we can have people on the back? Come on, Will. I know you're listening. You got to let us have it for the game. I'm very much up for that because he needs to be reminded that he's a twat. We've only got, it's only 3 away games between now and then. 2 away games. Flat caps, Mariner Hoddo. Everyone needs to wear a flat cap and throw it on the pitch.
I'll have to buy a new one because I'm not getting rid of my cap. It's covering the balding.
Yeah.
Knowing Holloway,
Alex will understand.
Knowing Holloway, he'll get his missus to gather them all up, and he'll have 2 years.
He wears a pork pie hat now, though, doesn't he? He doesn't wear a flat cap.
I forget who it is, so I apologise to whoever wrote this on Twitter. But somebody said he's doing a pound shop Mickey Pearce impression from Only Fools and Horses.
He is Mickey Pearce's hat.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. I'm really enjoying this season. We do need to, enjoy the highs. Let's try and not be too critical in the lows. I think Wealdstone, they're allowed to have a bit of a kick up the arse to lose to a bunch of part-timers who'd only won 2 games all season. But we can now concentrate on the league and look forward to what comes our way. We are already over. Has anyone got anything to add? We've actually talked about football. Do you want to congratulate the women's team winning 1-0 today at Blunder Park? Record attendance, 546 people down at Blunder Park. Alicia Dion got in the goal. Incredible performance from them. Club need to do more with that, more numbers. We've got to bring and make the ticket. Maybe season ticket holders should get in for free as long as they buy a match program or something. I don't know, but they need more support. We can get thousands in there. Come on, we can really do that. Youngie, you were going to say something?
Well, I think we might be a bit late now, but I mentioned on the group chat the other day that I've come up with an alternative to Bruce's game, and I did want to trial it tonight, but if we're too late...
No, do it, Bruce.
Okay.
Yes.
Bruce, I want you in. You got to join in on this.
Hang on.
My quick thing before we end, or before we do Youngie's thing, is congratulations, Alex. You spent...
What was it you were going to say?
Congratulations. You spent 2 minutes of last week's podcast saying about please review and rate the podcast. You have led to 1 review on Apple. Well done.
You
one
beautiful
review.
People.
It wasn't necessarily good. Wasn't necessarily good, but we got one review.
Oh, shit.
So if you are listening to this, please just scroll down and give us a review, because
what did the review say?
It will give us about 30p. Nobody wrote anything. You just star it.
No, how many stars did we get?
I'm not sad enough to have sort of counted that or show you, but we definitely got 1.
Right. What I need to do is we'll do this then, Mike. If you send us in Send a picture of your review, 5-star review on, YouTube or Apple or whatever. Screenshot it, DM it to the Grimsby Town, the DN35 podcast. I'll draw a name and you'll get a print of your choice in A4. I'm not made of fucking money.
Or if you prefer, he'll draw a name and not send you a print if you prefer.
Yeah, exactly. I will send. In fact, what I'll do is I'll send a print to the person you dislike, and do it that way instead.
I could sign a dressing gown.
Bruce can sign his. Bruce will take a picture. I want a picture of Bruce scantily clad in his dressing gown, a little bit of chest hair on show. You can have that picture as a postcard, and we'll make it like a greetings card. So welcome to Cleethorpes.
No nipple.
No, all the nipple.
No, half a nipple. Leave a bit.
I don't have chest hair.
I think I'll be honest. We'll be spending a lot of time trying to organise that dressing gown to show half a nipple. Right, let's go to Youngie's game.
Oh, that was nice.
Oh, thank you. Tailor-made fun
lovely.
quiz from Youngie.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is a trial we're doing this for today, but I have entitled this game "Youngie's Know Your Numbers." So, patent pending. So, the aim of the game is each of you have got 3 lives, and I am going to ask you to name me as many players that have been given a certain squad number for us over the years. Now, squad numbers came in 09. In the 99-2000 season, and the number I've chosen today is the number 9 shirt, and there have been 20 players since 99-2000 to wear the number 9 shirt. So we will go from top to bottom. So we will start with Alex. Name me a number 9.
Justin Abikwu.
Correct. Mike.
Pike.
Correct. Bruce.
James Hansen.
Correct. Alex.
Omar Bogle.
That is right. Mike.
Adamino.
Oh, yes. Charles Adamino.
That is a hell of a shout.
Correct. That's a great shout. Bruce.
How far are we going back? Sorry, Youngie.
Lee Ashcroft.
99-2000. Yeah, the original number 9, 99-2000. Correct. Lee Ashcroft.
What? Oh dear. Ross.
How many have we got? How many have we got now?
Hannah was number 10.
Yeah. No, Ross Hannah is on. So that is one of your lives gone, Alex. Mike.
Andy Cook.
Correct. 13-14 season. Bruce.
Oh shit. I don't think he was, but Lee Peacock.
Incorrect. He was a number 10. I should reveal that in case I need that in the future.
Three lives. He's going to keep me and Alex. Is like we don't know after we're struggling now. We've got 2 more lives. It's going to be embarrassing.
All right, Alex.
Was Barry Conlon number 9?
He was not. So that's,
no! I've just remembered one.
Yeah, Mike.
JJ Hooper.
Cock. Yes, JJ Hooper is correct. In fact, he had the number 9 shirt for 2 seasons. JJ Hooper is correct. Bruce.
Do you know, I can't even think he was number 9 like 2 or 3 years ago when we got promoted out the conference.
Andy Smith.
I'm going to have to try earlier. It would be number 9 in the early noughties. Oh, God.
Boom, boom.
Jack Lester never had 9. Sorry, young man, this is not where. I don't think he was, but Michael Balding.
Correct. 0304.
There we go, mate.
Yeah, there you go. Alex.
Liam Hearn.
Incorrect.
Oh,
Alex,
I'm out.
out of the game. So, Mike.
Oh, I think I've got one. If Mike don't get it and I get it, does I win? Oh, no, Mike's got
No,
lives
because
left.
I haven't lost a life yet.
Yeah.
All right,
I've got it.
I get it. I get it.
It's wrong. I'm going to say Lee Peacock, but I need to think some more.
Well, Bruce had already said it. So, that's a life gone for Mike. Bruce.
Danny North.
Correct. Mike.
Oh. Callum Dyson.
Incorrect. 2 gone.
Fuck.
Have I had 2 or 1?
You've had 1.
Oh, okay. I don't think he was a number 9, but no, he was 9. No. Who was up front when we were really crap?
Oh, there's been a lot of them. There's been a lot of them.
Stop helping them out in the chat.
I don't think he was, but Gary Jones. I don't think he was. He was never a 9.
Incorrect. So 2 lives gone.
Oh, is it it's straight shootout now then, isn't it?
Straight shootout. It's golden. This is golden goal. This is sudden death penalties.
I think he was number 10, but Michael Reddy?
Correct. Michael Reddy was number 9.
No.
Yes,
Well
04,
done,
05, and 06.
Well done, Daniel Randall.
So, Benners. The deciding penalty. The pressure is on.
Ryan Taylor.
Is incorrect.
29,
So
mate.
winner is...
Do you want me to score one to win?
No, because you were ahead anyway. But if you
anyway.
won,
George Lloyd.
There you go. Yeah, George Lloyd was number 9 on his loan spell as well. But so the names listed on my list are as follows: Lee Ashcroft, as mentioned, Mike Jeffrey, 0102, Phil Jevons, Michael Baldwin, Paul Warhurst, Michael Reddy, Danny North, Martin Butler, Alex's favourite, Adam Proudlock, Charles Anamendo, gone but not forgotten, Damien Spencer.
Yep.
Also gone but not forgotten, Anthony Eldin, Andy Cook, Omar Bogle, JJ Hooper, James Hanson, Tristan Abrahams, George Lloyd, Raquel Pike, and Justin Abikwu. What a selection of number 9s.
Bruce, what is wrong with your microphone?
Do you want to see how seriously I took this? I actually wrote a list.
There you go.
I actually was writing a list as it was going down.
So there you go. So that is the trial game of Youngies Know Your Numbers. Thank you,
I'll
guys.
be honest. I like that game. I like that game because I haven't.
What were you going to say, Mike?
No, fuck you. I have an unhealthy obsession with squad numbers. It's my favourite bit of football. Well.
I feel like Charlie Brown and Lucy.
Whenever you're in front of people, you're like this. But as soon as we're offline, oh, please come to Newport with me. I'll pick you up, sir. Please come to Newport.
I'd love you to come. It'd be nice to have someone to come along with, because I would imagine the wife and the boy will not want to come. We didn't want to come to Wimbledon.
It's hard to understand that people don't want to be in your company, Alex.
Yeah, it's fair. But there are, some here tonight. You are my friend.
I have to say, it was actually genuinely bloody lovely to see everybody on Saturday.
Yeah, it was a good day, wasn't it?
And I very much enjoyed our halftime chat. That was great fun. It would have been even better if Bruce was there, but it was great.
I'm glad we all realised early doors you were recording that, because for the first couple of seconds I had no idea.
I like the fact that I got a child to swear on it as well, which was quite impressive. Random kid. I don't even know who they were.
I don't think John does. Just
collecting them up.
I think
he was.
If you haven't listened, if you come and watch us on YouTube, do have a look and grab it. It's we basically will, if we're going to an away game, we'll record our thoughts during the game and before it, and we'll put it into a mishmash of as the game goes on. It's actually the most work we ever do. So do go and have a listen. It's there to download. We don't put it up on YouTube because it's hard to do so, and you'd just be staring at a blank screen. So have a look for it, boost our numbers, because that's where Talk Sport pay us, and we're corporate whores. And I want to take everyone out for a beer at least at the end of the day. So thank you all so much for joining us. Unless anybody else has got anything to add.
It's got the best French laughing you've ever heard.
Was it Youngie? I think it was Youngie that did it as well.
It was me, Youngie, and you. You were the second in there.
Anyway,
the collective noise.
What's the collective noise of a group of Frenchmen?
Surrender.
A retreat.
Passive.
I'm looking at the Frenchman was an absolute disgrace when he went on. I tell you who I'm looking at, the Frenchman.
Anyway, there he is. We didn't even get to talk about Hartlepool trying to bring the boy band back together with bringing in Anthony Limbrick and Lenny Lawrence. And there was another guy who'd been on loan there for a brief moment, Nicky Featherstone. Yeah, trying to get the boy band back together. But we are very lucky to have you on. We will probably not talk about Chesterfield. There will be a Newport County preview coming out shortly, and hope to see you at Newport. It's, if this is the first time we might have won 6 in a row, do you really want to miss it? If it's Newport County, if it's a ground you haven't ticked off yet, surely a trip to Wales is a nice thing to do before the Christmas mayhem starts. Surely. Do you want to do that? Or do you want to go to a garden centre and look at the Christmas decorations? Brigg Garden Centre can wait for a week, can't it? Come on, it makes sense. Anything else before we go? Good. Thank you all so much. We will see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Open wide for some soccer!
And now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 1130. Go! At 1130.
I don't think I've ever wanted to be in a stand more than my life around there. They're going crazy. Hey, they got penalty here. There'll be fish flying about there. There's no tomorrow.
What a magnificent piece of football! A really, really